Hey everyone, welcome back. It is finally hump day, middle of the week. We are on Wednesday right now, and the markets didn't do too well today. So we'll take a look at the markets. Bitcoin is also down a little bit today, along with Ethereum. I said this yesterday that we're looking a little bit bearish on Bitcoin, and lo and behold, it actually went down. So we'll look at that. We'll look at the miners, see how they did as well today. We also have a story from Riot, their 1 gigawatt expansion. They're breaking ground on it. So that's exciting. That's good news for them. And then we're going to take a look at best in September. One caveat to this, we are still missing Soluna data on it. So when that comes out, possibly next week sometime, we'll kind of do a quick update on it just to see where Soluna would fit into all this and if it knocked out anybody. But so everything else is in place except for that one. So as always, you guys know the drill here. I'm invested following coins and companies for full disclosure. This is not financial advice. Do your own research as always. And if you enjoy this type of content, please hit the like button, subscribe, helps me out tremendously. And that's all I ever ask of you guys, other than commenting down below. Okay, so let's take a look at the markets here today. The S&P 500 was down 0.67% to 3,695. The Dow Jones was down 0.33% to 30,423. And the NASDAQ was down 0.4% to 11,103. Bitcoin right now is also down 0.95% on the day to 19,145. I said yesterday that it's looking, at least on the 1 hour chart, it was looking to be switching over to the bearish, and it did. We're seeing here, obviously, the RSI being kind of flat here while the price has been falling down for the last 24 hours. We did bounce a little bit here when we reached, what did we reach right there? We reached a low of 19,062. We bounced off of that a little bit, but we're coming back down a little bit as well. So currently, I'm still thinking, excuse me, we're looking a little bit bearish on Bitcoin. Ethereum was down today, or is down 1.86% to 1,286. I said the same thing with Ethereum. It's looking bearish. And it is right now. So you can see here RSI on the peaks has been higher than below, or the valleys, the troughs. You can see this. I usually go by the peaks and the valleys here. And we can see that we are straight here, but price has been coming down. And until we get some kind of a reversal on this could be a little bit bearish right now. So we're looking at possibly in Bitcoin, the 19,000 is our support right now. We'll see if we can stay above that and then for how long. And yeah, we'll just have to keep an eye on it. Other than that, let's take a look at the miners, see how they did today. For the most part, most of them were down also. Annie was down 4.53% to 38 cents. Argo was down 6.91% to 15.8 cents. Bit Digital was down 3.85% to $1. Bitfarms was down 2.25% to 93 cents. CleanSpark was down 3.29% to $2.94. Cores was down 9.49% to 94 cents. DigiHost was down 3.89% to 59, almost 60 cents. DMG was down. See, there's the one that was actually up. DMG was up 2.55% to 17 cents. Greenidge was down 8.04% to $1.03. Hive was down 1.88% to $3.14. HUT was actually up today 3.23% to $1.92. And Iris Energy was down 4.36% to $3.29. Lexfolio was up 1.77% to 6 cents. Marathon was down 2.72% to $11.07. Mawson was up 2.81% to 40 cents, almost 41. And Riot was down 3.41% to $5.67. Soluna was down 6.28 to $1.79. And Stronghold was down 5.88% to 92 cents. So there's all the miners that we have. And let's take a look at our first story here. Or actually, no, I almost forgot. Let's take a look at the network hash rate here on Bitcoin and see where that's at right now. We're looking at the 7-day average on it. And it has fallen down just a little bit here to 262 million roughly from 265 million. So it's fallen down just a tad bit, but we're still looking to continuing to go up. I do believe that by the end of the year, we might be close to 300 million on the average as well. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one. And let's take a look at our first story here. So our first story is Riot announces groundbreaking at 1 gigawatt data center facility in Corsicana, Navarro County, Texas. And here's what we know. So Riot is pleased to announce that it has officially broken ground at the company's 1 gigawatt expansion project, the Corsicana facility in Corsicana, Navarro County, Texas. The development of the Corsicana facility builds on the success of our 700 megawatts Rockdale facility, and when complete, will bring Riot's market leading position to a total of 1.7 gigawatts of developed capacity. So that's going to be huge. Going down here, Corsicana's facility's total capacity of 1 gigawatt has been approved by the Electric Reliability Council of Texas, ECROT, So that's really good news there. And that's obviously going to maybe speed things up a little bit as far as getting energized and everything else, since it's already approved. And the first phase of the Corsicana facility's development is expected to consist of 4 100 megawatt buildings utilizing emerging cooling technology, similar to what is already in place at Riot's Rockdale facility. The company anticipates that 200 megawatts of initial total of 400 megawatts will be dedicated to the company's self-mining business, with the balance reserved for expanding Riot's data center hosting business with large-scale institution clients. So this is obviously exciting. We're obviously seeing continued growth here in the miners for the most part. Some are a little bit more quiet about it than others, and some are just kind of on the sidelines right now. So it's nice to see, obviously, Riot, some of the other companies as well, growing while we are in this bear market. So that is it for Riot. So congrats to those guys for getting this done and getting it basically started. So congrats to them. All right. So next, we're going to look at the miners, see how they did to compare to each other for the month of September. This also takes into account their basically month-over-month hash rate, percentage over month growth, year-to-date hash rate growth, year-to-date percentage growth as well, bitcoins per petahash, and I'll convert that over to bitcoins per exahash. Their current ratio and debt-to-equity ratio as well. This is from their Q2 reports. That is obviously going to get updated possibly next month when we start getting the Q3 reports from them. And then we also look at, what do we look at here? That is it. We got 7 metrics. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which one am I missing here? Growth left. So 7 metrics, and we divide it into 7 metrics, which includes obviously their quarterly results, and then we also just have the 5 metrics, which are their year-to-date performance along with last month's performance growth. So, without further ado, let's get into the nitty-gritty here, and we'll try to go through this relatively quickly. So month-over-month percentage hash rate growth, obviously higher is better in this one. So Iris grew 24.1% on the month. So they are obviously they got top spot here. Followed by Bit Digital was up 23.93%. CleanSpark was up 22%. So they're in number 3 spot. Riot was up 16.4%. In number 4 spot. Marathon 15.62%. They are in their 5th spot. And then we got Bitfarms at 7.65%. Hut 8 at 3.03%. Core Scientific at 2.4%. Obviously, for Core Scientific to beat any of these guys, they would have to go up like 5 exahash a month or something like that, because just how much exahash they already have installed. Now, DigiHost, Sphere3D, Hive, Mawson, and Greenidge didn't provide anything. Argo went down 0.01%. They went down just a little bit from what they reported in August. And then we have obviously DMG is down a little bit as well, 15.12% from their August production updates. And then Soluna, like I said, we're waiting on Soluna to provide it. So if they do provide it, which I'm sure they will, we'll get this updated next week sometime, and I'll just do a quick recap on it as well. Going next to year-to-date hash rate percentage growth. So year-to-date, Iris has grown 239%, followed by Bit Digital, 195%. Then we got Argo at 120%, CleanSpark at 102%, Bitfarms at 79%, almost 80%. Core Scientific at 73%, Greenidge at 72%, Riot at 61%, Mawson at 54%, almost 55%, DigiHost at 43%, almost 44%. We got Hut at 43%, DMG at 30%, Hive at 23%, Marathon at 6%. Marathon obviously has had a lot of trouble this year with their facility at Hardin, Montana. That obviously dropped them down. They were also waiting for the miners to get energized with Compute North. That took a lot longer than they were expecting. So they actually started out higher. Well, they're up a little bit now, but they were higher or just a tad bit from where they are right now in the beginning of the year. And then you got Sphere3D and Soluna. We're waiting for their results, like I said. So obviously, Iris came in first, Bit Digital second, Argo third, CleanSpark fourth, Bitfarms number 5th spot. So great job to those guys. Total year-to-date petahash growth. So now we're just looking at the sheer number of exahash, petahash that they actually grew in here. Core Scientific obviously up 5.5 exahash. That is just a tremendous feat to accomplish, getting that many miners installed and growing that hash rate so much in 1 year. You're basically looking at the next top 3 miners to get close to that or just to beat them. So you got Riot at 2.1 exahash, CleanSpark at 2.1 as well. And you got Iris at 1.9 exahash. Those 3 would then possibly, well, they would beat Core Scientific here. And then you got followed by Bitfarms at 1.8, Argo at 1.3 exahash, Greenidge at 1 exahash, Hut 8 is at 931 petahash, BitDigital 894 petahash, Mawson at 603, Hive at 431, Marathon at 230, DigiHost 182, DMG at 151, Sphere at 0, and Soluna we're waiting on their results. So Core Scientific came in number 1, Riot in 2nd, CleanSpark in 3rd place, Iris in 4th, Bitfarms in the 5th spot on that one. BTC per petahash, so higher is better on this one. And I'll convert this over to you guys. I have this in petahash, BTC per petahash, but we'll convert this over into exahash. It's just a simple carrying the decimal place 3 spots, and we got exahash basically. So Hive, no surprise here. They came in at number 1 at 150 Bitcoins per petahash, or sorry, per exahash, followed by Iris at 118, along with DMG at 118.3. Then you got DigiHost at 116, Greenidge at 115, Bitfarms at 114, Sphere at 110, CleanSpark at 107, BitDigital at 104, Marathon at 97, Core Scientific at 93, Hut 8 at 90, Argo at 86, Riot at 63, Mawson at 59. Obviously, some of these guys that have been growing quite a bit, when they install the miners, that obviously reduces their efficiency a little bit, because we're looking at basically the end of the month hash rate. We're not averaging it out. We're just using the end of the month hash rate, which obviously has to catch up with production to get a full month of it. And then that reduces their efficiency a little bit. Had the miners been installed in the beginning of the month and mining for the whole time, their efficiency would have been up on that. But based on this, obviously Hive came in 1st, Iris 2nd, DMG 3rd, DigiHost 4th, and Greenidge came in at number 5. And next we have debt to equity ratio. We've gone over this relatively quickly here in the past. We've covered it pretty deeply, so lower is better. So obviously Sphere, BitDigital, DMG, CleanSpark, Riot, Hut, DigiHost, Hive, Iris, Soluna, Bitfarms, Argo, Mawson, and then you got Marathon. Obviously these are the ones that I'd be a little bit more concerned about. Marathon, Greenidge, and Core Scientific having huge debt to equity ratios. We want to have that under 1 if possible, and the lower the better. Okay, so Sphere obviously came in number 1, BitDigital number 2, DMG number 3, CleanSpark at number 4, and Riot at number 5 spot. Then we got the current ratio, which is higher is better. This is basically how many times you can pay off your debt with current assets. BitDigital came in at number 1 at 19, Sphere 3D at 12, Hut at 10, Riot at 4, Marathon at 4, DigiHost at 3, Hive at 3, DMG at 3, Argo at 2, Iris at 1, CleanSpark at 1, Bitfarms at 1, and then the ones here that are below 1, those are of concern as well. Core Scientific, Greenidge, Soluna, and Mawson, right? They basically don't have enough current capital or current assets to pay off current debt. So those are always of concern. Next is reported petahash left to install. There are some caveats to this, and we'll get into them here, but you got Marathon with about 19.4 exahash left to go. Riot has about 7 exahash left to go. These are all reported for being bought miners, so this is what we're going off on. Sphere 3D is at 5.9. They're obviously stuck at 100 petahash right now. They're supposed to get to 6. They are still also in negotiations with their supplier for the ASIC miners to get the price down, and obviously once that gets negotiated and approved, hopefully they'll get the miners to get to 6 exahash. Core Scientific has 4.2 exahash left, and this is for their self-mining. This does not include their hosting. Bitfarms has 3.3 exahash. Greenidge has 2.2 exahash. Iris has 2.2. Soluna 1.7 exahash. CleanSpark 1.7, roughly 1.69. CleanSpark also is targeting to get to 22 exahash by the end of next year. They're supposed to be, I believe, by the end of the year, around 6 or 7 exahash, what they're targeting here. But we don't have anything reported from them as far as miners being purchased or any agreements signed with suppliers for getting to that part. So when that happens, that is obviously going to help them here out tremendously. And that'll be obviously possibly another 15 exahash growth or 16 exahash growth, depending where they end up at. Hive is at 1.6 exahash. BitDigital is at 1.4. Mawson at 1.2. DigiHost is 547. Hut is 510. Argo is 400 petahash. And DMG is 276 petahash. So obviously higher is better. That way they have more growth left in them. So there's going to be more revenue generated from them in the coming months and quarters, which is kind of what we're looking for here as well. So there's all the numbers. So here are the results. So 7 metrics that we're using here. Miners grades includes current ratio and debt to equity ratio as well. Lower is better on this one. And the number 1 spot, again, I think Iris came in at number 1 in August. They came in number 1 again in September. Followed by Bit Digital came in the 2nd spot. Riot came in at number 3 spot. CleanSpark at number 4. Bitfarms at number 5 spot. Then you got Sphere at 53 points. Core at 59. Hive at 60. Then you got pretty much Hut 8 and Marathon tied for 61 here. DigiHost is at 62. Greenedge is 64 points. DMG 68. Argo at 69. Mawson at 85. And Soluna 94 because we're waiting on results from them. So I've mentioned this before. Iris is one of those companies that I'm looking to get into as soon as I dollar cost average down more into CleanSpark and Bitfarms. I've started getting into those earlier this year. And one of the ones that I want to get into, obviously, is Iris here because they've been doing really well here this year. Hopefully, they can continue this growth into next year as well. And we'll see if they can actually get to. They also reported earlier this year they reported they want to get to 15 exahash. That has been trimmed down a little bit to 6 exahash this year this year and into next year by Q1. And I think they still have some money that they prepaid on miners that they're negotiating with their supplier to see if they can come down in price, and that might obviously increase their hash rate as well. So we'll keep you guys updated on that if that happens. So on the 7 metrics, obviously Iris, BitDigital, Riot, CleanSpark, and Bitfarms, top 5 here. Now if we just use the 5 metrics, not including the financial results from the quarterly numbers, we're left with the following numbers here. So Iris came in at number 15, so they're at number 1 spot. Bitfarms and CleanSpark are both in the number 2 spot, and this is obviously based on growth, year-to-date growth, efficiency, things like that. And then we got Core Scientific and Riot came in at number 3 spot with 30 points each. And then we got Bit Digital at number 4 spot with 33. Greenedge at the 5th spot at 35. Then we got Marathon at 42. Hive at 45. Argo at 48. You got DigiHost at 49. Sphere at 50. Hut 8 at 52. Mawson at 56. DMG at 57. And Soluna at 69. We're waiting on the results for them. So here are their individual scores, and we'll go through this kind of quickly just to kind of give you guys an idea how well they scored or how badly they scored with all the metrics. And our kind of average line, or where we want the miners to be, is below the number 8, right? That's kind of like the best leading miners would be below 8 on majority of those things. And obviously Iris came in at number 1 for month-over-month percentage growth. Year-to-date percentage growth came in at number 1. They came in the 4th spot in year-to-date hash rate increase. And then we got number 2nd spot for BTC production per petahash. Their current ratio is in the 10th spot, so it's not that great. Debt to equity ratio isn't that great either. It's 9. I'd like to see that below 8. Growth left number 7, but depending if they obviously get the deal finalized with their supplier, they may get to, I doubt they're going to get to 15, but maybe closer to 10 or something like that. We'll have to see what we get from that. Next is BitDigital. BitDigital came in number 2 for month-over-month percentage rate, year-to-date percentage hash rate growth, number 9 spot for year-to-date hash rate growth, and BTC per petahash efficiency, number 9 spot. Current ratio came in number 1. Debt to equity ratio came in number 2, so that's really good there. Growth left, number 11. That's not good. We want to see them report on future growth for them. Then we got Riot. Riot came in at number 4 for month-over-month percentage hash rate increase. Year-to-date percentage increase, they were at number 8 spot. Year-to-date hash rate growth, number 2 spot, so that's really good there. The BTC per petahash efficiency, we want to see that improve as well. Obviously, they've been doing a lot of curtailment. That has affected their efficiency as well, because we're basically calculating the 30 days in a month or 31 days, however many days we have in that, and we're trying to get efficiency for that. Current ratio is number 4 spot, debt to equity ratio number 5 spot, and growth left is number 2, so that's really good. And these two are really good too. They don't have a lot of debt, and they have plenty of cash to pay off their debt. So that's good there. CleanSpark came in at number 3 for month-over-month hash rate growth, percentage hash rate growth, and year-to-date percentage hash rate growth was number 4 spot. Year-to-date hash rate growth is number 3. BTC per petahash efficiency at number 8, so they're about average. Current ratio is a little high at number 11 spot. We want to see that come down. Debt to equity ratio is at number 4, so that's not too bad. Growth left, number 9 spot. We obviously know that they're going to be growing, so I think that's going to improve once we start hearing more from them. Next is Bitfarms. Bitfarms came in number 6 for month-over-month percentage hash rate, number 5 spot for year-to-date percentage hash rate, and year-to-date hash rate growth as well, number 5 spot. BTC per petahash efficiency at number 6 spot, that's fine. Current ratio, number 12 spot, so we want to see that come down along with debt to equity ratio. I think they have been paying down their debt, so I would expect most of these miners are going to probably improve on their current ratios and debt to equity ratios in the Q3 quarter. Growth left, number 5 spot, so they still have quite a bit ways to grow, which is good. Sphere 3D, it came in at number 10 spot for month-over-month percentage hash rate growth. Obviously, they're still waiting on the miners to get energized from the customs and everything else, and they're working out the details with the supplier to reduce the pricing or on the miners for the rest to get to 6 exahash. Okay. Year-to-date percentage hash rate growth, number 15 spot, so that's not good. Obviously, they've been stuck at 100 petahash. That's the reason why. Year-to-date hash rate is the same reason why. BTC per petahash has number 7 spot. Not too bad. Kind of average there. Current ratio is good at number 2. Debt to equity ratio is number 1, so that's really good there. And growth left, number 3 spot. So they still have obviously plenty of upside potential from here. Next is Core Scientific. So Core Scientific month-over-month percentage hash rate growth number 8, about average, but they're just so big. It takes a lot for them to get towards the number 1 spot. Year-to-date percentage hash rate growth number 6, and then year-to-date hash rate increase number 1 spot. They've obviously increased by 5.5 exahash this year so far, so that is tremendous. BTC per petahash efficiency number 11 spot. We want to see that improve. I think once they start slowing down installing the miners, that efficiency should improve. And then you got current ratio number 13 and debt to equity ratio number 16. So that's not good. That's the parts that are the fearful parts of it for core, and I think for investors, and we've obviously seen that in the stock price. And growth left number 4 spot, so that's actually pretty good there. They still have plenty of growth left in them. Hive came in at number 10 spot for month-over-month percentage hash rate, number 13 spot for year-to-date percentage hash rate, and number 11 spot year-to-date hash rate growth. So those aren't good. Obviously, BTC efficiency per petahash has been excellent. Number 1, they've been one of the top ones leading it. Current ratio is 7, so that's kind of average. Debt to equity ratio is number 8, also kind of average and not too bad. Growth left is number 10 spot. So we do want to see them grow a little bit more. Finally, we got HUT 8. This is number 7 month-over-month percentage hash rate, number 11 spot for year-to-date percentage hash rate, and number 8 spot on year-to-date hash rate plus or increase. BTC per petahash, number 12 spot, so we want to see efficiency get improved. Current ratio and debt to equity ratio was number 3, number 6. So those are pretty good. They don't have a lot of debt. They do have quite a bit of cash. And growth left, number 14 spot. They're not growing as fast as some of the other miners, or we're just waiting on them to report something. They do have a 200 million ATM that is available to them to find distressed miners, to buy miners. We'll just have to see what they actually report on that. And like I said before, hopefully they aren't using shareholder dilution to just fund their operations for the heck of it. I hope they actually have a plan to grow further. Next is Marathon. Month-over-month hash rate percentage increase was number 5 spot, so that's not too bad. Year-to-date hash rate has been number 14 spot. Hopefully within the next couple of months they're going to improve that with more miners getting energized. Year-to-date hash rate increase 12 spot. We know why. BTC per petahash efficiency is the number 10 spot. Current ratio is number 5. Debt to equity is number 14. We want to get that. We want to see that come down. I'll be interested to see what their Q3 results are like. And then growth left, number 1 spot. They still have a lot of growth left to get to 23 exahash that they're planning to do. Next is DigiHost. DigiHost number 9 spot, month-over-month percentage hash rate. Number 10 spot for year-to-date percentage hash rate growth. And number 13 spot for year-to-date hash rate increase. BTC efficiency is number 4 spot, so that's not too bad. Current ratio is at 6. Debt to equity ratio is number 7. And then growth left is number 13 spot. So they're also one of the ones that we want to see come out with the releases that they're buying miners, growing their hash rate, or buying building facilities, mining facilities, whatever they're doing. But we want to see, obviously, them growing as well. Next is Greenidge. Greenidge was number 10 spot, month-over-month percentage hash rate growth. Number 7 spot for year-to-date percentage hash rate growth. Number 7 spot for year-to-date hash rate increase. BTC efficiency is number 5 spot. Current ratio 14 and debt to equity ratio is 15. That's not good. Want to see that come down. We'll see what Q3 brings us. And then growth left is number 6 spot, so that's not too bad. They still have some growth left. DMG came in at number 12 for both month-over-month percentage hash rate growth and year-to-date percentage hash rate growth. And number 14 spot, year-to-date hash rate increase. And number 3 with their BTC efficiency per petahash, which is really good. And like I said before, when you're basically not growing, your efficiency improves because you're mining with those miners for the whole month, and that increases your efficiency. Current ratio is at 8. Debt to equity ratio is 3, so those are fine. And then growth left, they're number 16, so they're not growing much at all. They're the last ones here on this, and we really want to see them increase their miners as well. So they got to start shopping, providing some numbers for buying miners or ways that they're going to grow. Next is Argo. Argo is at number 11 spot for month-over-month percentage hash rate growth. Number 3 spot, so they've been growing quite nicely here on the yearly percentage hash rate growth, and then year-to-date hash rate increase on the 6th spot, so that's actually really good. BTC per petahash efficiencies at 13, and they also do a lot of curtailment as well, and that is why, so when the miners are shut down, they're not as efficient. Current ratio is at 9, debt to equity ratio is at 12, so we want to see those come down as well, and growth left at number 15, so that's obviously not good as well. Need to see them provide some information as far as how they're going to continue to grow their hash rate into the future here, and at least into the next year, I would think. Then we got Mawson. Mawson was pretty much above average on everything here, which isn't good. So on the 10th spot for month-over-month percentage hash rate, number 9 spot for year-to-date percentage hash rate, number 10 spot for year-to-date hash rate increase. BTC efficiency, number 15 spot, so that's not good. Current ratio is 16, so they're the worst there. Debt to equity ratio is 13, and growth left is number 12, so they really need to do some things here to improve on that. They have obviously sold a facility to CleanSpark here in the last couple of weeks, months, so that should help them with their debt equity and current ratio, I would think, and possibly help them out growing further, maybe starting to increase their hash rate as well. And finally, I think we got Soluna, and Soluna basically came in pretty much last, and then we're just waiting on data for them. So that is it for it all. So recap, Iris, Bitfarms, CleanSpark, Core, and Riot are the top 5. Well, actually, you got 1, 2, 3 Greenwich is included in the top 5 because you got these guys tied at 2nd spot, Core and Scientific and Riot at number 3 spot, BitDigital at number 4 spot, Greenwich at number 5 spot. So those are your top 5 miners right there. As of September, we'll see obviously how October plays out, and we'll see what the data comes out for Q3, which should be coming out within the next, I'm hoping, within the next 3 to 4 weeks. That'll get us into November, and usually in November they start providing that kind of information. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. It helps me out tremendously. Comment down below if you agree with these or if you think I should be using different metrics. And we'll go from there. Spreadsheets available to Patreon members. As always, thank you to everyone there for their continued support. Love you all for watching. Have a wonderful evening. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.